Welcome back to Session 0, where I discuss Dungeon World every week. Today I'm looking at Ettin through a very special lens. Stay a while and listen if you want to see Batman's villain Two-Face as a two-headed giant. Before I go into my sources, I want to mention that I've started a new channel called Solo Marvel Champion about the LCG Marvel Champions by Fantasy Flight Games. I've placed a card in the corner and a link in the description if you want to check it out, but right now I only have a pre-launch trailer active. That channel will go live on March 1st, 2023. Alright, I'm using my typical RPG sources for monsters, but I'm also including what we know about Two-Face, one of Batman's many villains. I'm also looking at this particular version of an Ettin through the lens of Dask, one of the criminal organizations from Eberron's Sharn. If you haven't seen it already, my previous Batman-inspired video talks about 5 things that make the City of Towers an ideal RPG representation of Gotham City. Now let's dig into the sources and see why I think an Ettin is ideal for Two-Face. For starters, an Ettin is a two-headed giant, so it literally has two faces. Second, the first edition Pathfinder Bestiary comes with this piece of text. A particularly powerful Ettin will attract a gang of followers, possibly with several goblins or orc allies. This works on 2 levels. Two-Face from Batman definitely had a gang of followers, and Dask is a criminal organization in Sharn made up of monsters. Third, under the dual personality section of the Ettin in D&D 5e's monster manual, we read, "The twin heads of an Ettin are 2 individuals trapped in the same brutish body. Each head has its own mind, personality, and unique preferences and quirks." That sounds a lot like Two-Face to me, and I'll come back to that section again shortly. Here's the Dungeon World version of an Ettin found on page 289. I'll keep some of it, like the general stats, but ditch almost everything else. 2 personalities means 2 weapons, so I've given him a cleaver with the messy tag, and a club with the forceful tag. I did keep the damage from Dungeon World's Ettin. Speaking of 2 personalities, let's go back to that 5e monster manual again for just a second. The dual personality section also includes this bit of text. When other creatures refer to an Ettin, they combine its double names to form a single compound name that applies to the creature as a whole. With its 2 weapons, a blade and a club, and because I don't really want to call this creature Two-Face, I'm going to rename my Ettin Carvey Dent. That's still really on the nose, but I like it. Carvey uses the cleaver and is more reasonable, and Dent uses the club to, well, dent people and things. For Carvey Dent's tags, I only replace construct with intelligent. Carvey is the brains of Dask, and while he has a weapon of his own, Dent is the brawn, but only sometimes. I kept 2 heads as a special quality and added ruled by coin flip. Like Two-Face, the actions Carvey Dent takes will be determined by the flip of a coin, and that's because his instinct is to let the coin say who's in charge. I'll explain how that works shortly. For interesting lore, I've given Carvey Dent, Ettins are rare, made even more so by their self-combative personalities. This is a clue to players and characters that Ettins generally fight themselves. For useful lore, I've given something specific to Carvey Dent. Carvey Dent has survived longer than most Ettins by letting a flipped coin determine which of their personalities dominates any given interaction. This can be a very useful fact, as, like Batman, a character might manipulate Carvey Dent's fate by altering his coin, and that could be an entire adventure in itself. That second special quality, the useful lore, and the instinct all synergize together when we start talking about moves. As the GM, you should visibly flip a coin right before Carvey Dent makes a move, because that'll determine who's in charge and from which list you'll choose your move. Carvey's or Dent's. Carvey is the intelligent, reasonable half, and his moves reflect this. Make plans and give orders. Plans could be anything from a bank heist to luring a foe closer. Take a hostage, or many, could be part of a plan, but it could also be situational convenience. Escape to fight another day is an intelligent and rational decision to get out of trouble. He uses his brains to his advantage, and by extension, to the advantage of his criminal empire. Dent, on the other hand, is more impulsive and brutal. He lets his brawn dictate his actions. Obstacles smashed could be physical or symbolic. Dent someone's head is code for, well, you don't come back from a dent like that. Why take a hostage when you can deal with someone this way? And come and get me is the opposite of escape. Dent will stand his ground and probably take out anyone who comes for him. So that's my version of Two-Face for Dungeon World. Let me know in the comments what you'd change. If you enjoy what I'm doing here, please like and subscribe and hit the bell icon for notifications. Thanks for watching, and I hope you come back next week when I take my Batman-like character into my Gotham-inspired Sharn for some solo play. Have a great day.